Choose heck anticipate, delay between messages.
Excess.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Anyway, today is December the 8th. So we have one more session next week and then we're off for the holidays. So I'll send a note about the dates when we're gonna start out. On the Mondays, I think it's gonna be, the first two are gonna be Thursdays still in January.
I think so, yeah.
So the 5th and the 12th.
Yep.
And then I think we wait until the Monday after that, if I believe, because that would be the 20th, is that right? Something like that, no, whatever it is. Okay. But I'll send it out in a note when we get it written out, so. Bear with me, I have a sore tooth, so I'm like dealing with bullshit here. I swore. This is not made for children. Sorry. All right, so let's do, first of all, we'll do our warm-ups. Turn this in, this is what our warm-ups are. Just we do the rudiments and then we do the scores, and then we're gonna go play over through the 6/8 at a speed that is conducive for green sleeves, I guess.
Sure.
We call it.
I'll try it.
It's green sleeves. Okay, so let's warm up with a single stroke roll here, and we'll follow you. Just start out here. Go ahead. Okay, so when we do these, we want to just stay relaxed, let the stick do lots of work for you. As we get quicker, less arm movement, more wrist and fingers. And then eventually, it becomes all bounced fingers. And the quicker you can get to that point, the better. Okay, let's tear that apart a little bit. Let's do that per hand, all right? So at that speed, what we're looking for. Now, if you can get into doing it with this sort of movement, as opposed to this movement, so instead of wrist, using your fingers. Okay? So the really trick of doing this is going back and forth from being, because you're doing the slow movement first, right? And as you get quicker, it changes from being wristed to being fingers. You see that? So think about that transition from that speed. So it's like slow, wrist, and then slowly getting more fingers. Okay? Or you can go backwards. Finger, wrist. Okay? So that's the transition. That's really is what the transition. I never thought about like that before. Just looked at myself.
There's a whole lot of transition.
So that transition. So it's just having different techniques for different speeds, really. That's what it is. Same thing with the left hand. So we're doing this, as we get quicker, becomes less wrist twist and more thumb movement. Now this one, I still have some rotation in my arm a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, I could isolate if I want to, but that's really not true. I'm not going to play that. So you want to make sure that the stick stays in that spot way back, If you let it fall forward, you're going to start to lose it, So you don't want to be told not to like this. You want to hold it down in that flangella area. Sounds like something dirty. Watch it. Oh.
Wow, we only got like 5 minutes this week.
What's our blackout light? Pay the frickin' toll.
1965.
Yeah. Where's that coin thing you gotta put in, turn the electric
there you
back on? Freaking cheap hotels.
That's right, but at least it's a heating.
Where's the vibrating bed? All right, so let's combine the two together here. Okay, so we're both hands together, and mostly wristing at that speed, and then switching to fingers. The hard part about rudimental studies is that oftentimes it's not put into real terms. Like, what's the real terms? Well, in our scores that we have now, we really aren't playing any really fast single runs. We're not doing 30-second note runs. Like, we're just not doing that yet, all right? But we're going to work up to that so that we can do that down the way. So that's what we're working towards, so that you can have a score like this. to get a single run of 5. So we haven't got to that yet, but we will. I'm sure you guys can accomplish that. No problem. No problem at all. Single run of 5. Left hand. So that's cool. So that's how that single stroke roll relates to the realistic thing. Let's do the double now. You can start out on a double stroke. Is that it? I don't know how you're doing. I don't know how you're doing it that fast.
It's just fast.
Wrist and incline. Hard to do. So, whoa. So again, the double, slow double bounce. Let me get into that idea, that sort of bum. The reason that the way you can get space between those two beats is letting the stick revert up. All right. And the second thing that I find, anyway, is that as I get ready for my next beat, that second beat is actually on the way up for the next beat. All right? And that's not forced. It's just by the ergonomics of the stick bouncing. And the slower you can try to work on that, like I'm talking really letting the stick be free, like really letting it free. And that second beat on the way up, it's still part of the bounce, yeah. Otherwise, you can't stop it. You have to let the stick actually jump back at you. Yeah, you've got bounce going. You didn't do it that time. Every time you did. If I can see movement like this, if I see this hand do this, that's not bouncing. That's playing. All right, so watch my hand. It's like no movement. There's no secondary movement at all. I was at a Percussive Art Society conference a bunch of years ago. Pipe band was playing there as a part of the, drummer's heritage concert. So they had like fife and drum, they had Basel drumming, they had DCI players, they had college bands there, they had pipe bands. What else did they have? I think that was everybody. Oh, they had Civil War reenactment bands too. It was like all this sort of brass too. It was like really old brass instruments. Pretty cool stuff. But the drums were really what the primary thing was. So anyway, at that conference, there was a guy who was doing a snare drum, just a regular concert snare drum thing, and he was talking about rebound. And he was doing playing match grip, where he was making a triplet, which we would play, each one individually, but he was doing it like complete bounce. And he was doing it like where he didn't have anything else,
Cool.
I can't do it, But I get the same idea of getting that second beat on the way up. Because what happens to that, if you can get that, then you can actually do this afterwards. I'm doing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And it's not quite that open close technique that you see people do. Really fast one. It's not that.
No, but it's
getting toward that. It's more doing doubles. Alright, so we continue to work on getting a slow bounce. It's good. So that's at that point, it has to go to bounce, right? And then up the buzz. So again, back in the long roll as we back out. So catching it. Nice, good. So it's an ongoing battle, man. Okay, so we do that pretty little. Take it. I'll start pretty. So this relates to both the single stroke roll and the double stroke roll. Okay, so you see where it's going to come in here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
bounce.
Yeah.
So It doesn't have, for now, I mean, just give it a little bit of a bounce going. It could be low.
You almost gotta, it almost
just-
like
I
you
let
gotta,
it
you
go.
almost rotate your wrist, it seems like a little bit too, when you,
Yeah,
Get your
for
thumb-
me, a little bit, because
Yeah.
like,
thumb-
when I'm in a
thumb more
slower
on top
control,
of-
I feel like,
And then it can.
and then it kind of just a
It needs to
little
be
bit,
able-
just a
It needs to be
little.
able to pop back up
Yeah, but-
underneath, right?
Yeah.
And if you're good
You're
at it,
just only
it's not
using-
gonna happen, you're gonna have to.
You're using 1.5 fingers.
Basically, yeah. You don't need those other fingers.
No,
Not necessarily.
but I always do this to balance it out like I'm drinking tea. I know.
A lot of players play with their pinky out, I've seen that a lot.
English drum.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Maybe she said she wasn't gonna be here, so. All right. Flams. Cut up, cut up. Good. Try to get me rocking going there. So even though this is just on the quarter note, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm thinking of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so I don't set up as soon as I play that first flam. I set up 1 and 2 and 3. Preparatory movement, flam, preparatory movement, flam. And I try to do it in timing, as opposed to thinking as, oh, ready for the next one. I'm thinking, because that's, I mean, that's regimental style. Right? But I'm just get ready for the next one. Staying loose. Because what it sets me up for is the next movement on that. Try and pass. For fun, what is a flam pedal? Flam pedal. Flam. Oh, you bastard.
There you go.
So it'd be right flam, like as if it was a right stroke, right, left, right, right. So it'd be right, left, right, flam on the left. Okay, so that'll be our next movement. If you want to take a sneak peek at that. Okay, so the important part, just like any other flam movement, is that you're setting up prior to it. And there's lots of time for that high hand because you're doing a double on the opposite hand at the end of the movement. Right there. Right there. On the left. On the right. Right, left, left. Right flank. Left flank. Screw him up. You can tell he's a watcher.
Me?
You're a watcher.
Have to.
You're a girl watcher.
I'm a visual learner.
Visual learner. That's all right. I like smells too. I'm more of a smelling learner. All right, we got our 5-stroke rolls, 7-stroke, 1325. All right, so we're going to play those in our scores as opposed to playing them through the rolls. So let's start with the 3-4. And we're going to play right through the whole thing. So was there any discussion on the unisons and how that's played, how you guys are doing it?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet,
I
but
think we're kind of doing the scores as is
It
with
was just playing
everybody
through
in-
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for this one.
So not doing unisons yet on this?
Not yet.
For 3-4s?
I-
Not because of you guys.
I think we could have pulled it off, but honestly, coordinating between the drum line and the band
Yeah.
has been a little slow.
Yeah.
So I think we're trying to keep it real basic because there's a lot of
Yeah.
newbies on both
If
sides.
we make it too complicated on the drum side, it's too much confusion, I think.
They're distracted easily.
Yeah.
They like shiny things.
We could have.
Yeah.
We could have done
Believe
it.
it.
We have a few other things that we're doing that are, I mean, we're doing like, what is it called? Like a trickle-in effect where we start with one drummer
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
2
Yeah,
meters
like
later,
one
a
and
second
then
drummer
build in,
comes
yeah,
in
yeah,
and build it
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, but no
No unison.
bars yet.
No unison, so you're just playing through it, so.
Yeah.
I was really thinking more about, do you play the first 2 lines and then repeat the first 2 lines?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah, we repeat everything twice.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, do you play the first line, repeat the
Yeah.
first line, and then you
Yeah,
play
yeah,
second line,
yeah.
repeat
Okay,
second line?
second line.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to know, so we know what we're doing. All right, I'll play lead on the 3-4 here, we'll start with the introductory rolls. And do I have a, I might have a metronome. I think I do. Oh my God. I got a metronome just to give us a starting point, and we'll check it at the end, see how far off. That's 76. Is that all right?
Sure.
See where you end up. All right. Quick march. All together or not? Yes. Same thing. This is last time. Okay. You're gonna do, what was that?
Just the stupid end that
You just
we.
needed to do that?
Yeah, I just need to. I'm sorry.
Is that what happens with the,
It does.
wait a minute, they're not done yet, I guess we'll roll more.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what it is?
Well, a little bit on a, not so much on a 3/4, but on a 4/4 usually.
Yeah, there's an extra little
Yeah,
bit.
a little bit.
Or sometimes we end up at the beginning when we didn't mean to be at the beginning. But you
Yeah.
know what? As long as we keep going, it sounds
Yeah.
just fine.
Yeah.
Ten is fine.
As long as we mess up together,
Right,
that's
right.
the key.
As long as we do it together, that's right. So,
We're gonna get the kinks worked out. It's okay.
so from a sound standpoint, like I'm listening, I mean, we're listening to the pads, and I'm listening to each pad, you know, as we're playing, and if there's differences in sounds in certain areas, if we want to attend to that. So the one area that I do find that there is a sound difference, and it's partly because I think Colleen has been playing the roles this way, and she's working on getting them straightened out too. Aren't you, Colleen? Instead of being full, like coming down hard in the beginning of the rolls, we want to ease into the roll portion. The first couple buzzes are not meant to be accentuated. There's no accentuation marks on there, so, and they're not tapped, although you don't know what that is yet, although I did trick you a bunch of weeks ago to play them, but there's no taps at the beginning of these rolls. And what I mean by that, like a tap roll would be, instead of being, it'd be, the first beat is a tap, and that's when we accent it, but there's none of those in here, so. Sort of even sound as opposed to, okay, which is, I mean, that's typical, that's pretty normal. People want to play heavy in the front, so we want to try, think about, not the beginning, but the release of the roll as far as that goes. All right, 2/4, you want to do the 2/4? And I'll do the unisons on that. You can call it off and we'll play. Oh, we're gonna check where we were. Come on. We slowed down.
Yeah.
Which is me. I'm always
Yeah.
pulling back.
Smart though.
Better than
Backbeat, baby.
Because the
Backbeat.
tendency is to go
Better than-
so
yeah.
much.
I know pipers want to go fast sometimes, then it gets to be really convoluted.
So do the bass drummers. I feel like the bass drummers really
Get
start
on top
get
of
in
it.
on top of it. And you're kind of like,
That's Dave Staub,
I don't know, I played a whole lot with him.
Big Dave.
Yeah.
Older guy.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
yeah, Dave's the one who.
Not Sunday before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Dave's been around for a while.
Yeah, I think he was talking about his 23rd year this year or something. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you want to call it off there? And we'll do
Sure.
that?
Roll off or just right into
Yeah,
it?
with the rolls, yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, keep going. Yeah, right there, those things, right, that's good, okay, 4/4?
Sure. Roll off again, right?
Yep. Boom, boom. Cool, nice job, and I'll do the 6/8. Oh, that speed?
Yeah.
Can you record any of this stuff at practice?
No, not so.
Yeah, the new
Yeah,
girl.
Jen was.
Yeah, I forget her
It
name.
might be
Yeah,
worth looking at those,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know? I mean, just for educational purposes.
Sure,
you know?
of course.
Not to be distributed
No.
out in frickin' YouTube and stuff, but
Yeah.
just for where we are.
yeah.
So I don't know, how do we start this out?
Well, actually, we were doing Wish You a Merry Christmas.
Oh,
We didn't do what
You didn't even do, oh,
No.
okay. Well, let's play a 6/8 just
But
as.
yeah.
Jump, the zump, the zump, the jump.
You want with unisons or?
If you have them,
Sure.
I mean, they're not hard.
No.
Yeah, let's do it with unison, I'll play it. With rules, quick. Da 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 da, really slow, huh? Da 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 da. Sorry. I was thinking about these rolls. This is what I was thinking about on the way here. When this is played slowly, it's tough to play those longer rolls as what they're played at the quicker time because, you know, so I see you're playing the rolls as we normally would play them and you're filling them in with
And I'm
extra
just filling
buzzes.
them in, yeah.
Yeah, da 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 da, you know? So what is it supposed to do? Just like a 9-stroke roll.
Yeah.
Or it's not. More than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13-stroke roll. Yeah, so when we get to the point where you're playing 6/8, hope maybe you were never playing that quick, I don't know. You know, but. Buzz up, buzz up, buzz up. There you go. Oh, and I'm on the right. last measure. 2, and ready, and go, in. That's it again. Ready, and go, in. That's it. Good stuff. All right, let's look at the easy driving here today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nice.
Let's look at this thing here. We're going to start this out. A drum fanfare. This is the first page of. You see, there's 3 instruments in here: snare, tenor, and bass. The tenor and bass part are pretty similar for part of it. So the first line is a snare line, second line is a tenor line, third line is a bass drum line. What is the snare line? Rest, rest, tekata plop, tekata plop. Let's just play that tekata plop, tekata plop, and go in. Get the sticking, go in. Left, right accent. So if you look, that's a weird triple lip, right flam, right left, right tekata, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
2, ready, go. And go in. Boom, boom, boom. So you got the first 2 measures, the first 2 lines already. So I'm going to play the bass drum part. You guys can play the snare part, okay? I'm going to start out.
Actually, I'm doing that right.
Ta-ta-ta-plop, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Okay, let's do it a few more times. Does it feel awkward?
A little bit.
Keep your stick back in your flangelly belly. Yeah, so what the main sounds are, what would be the main focus sounds in that rhythm? What would you say were the big sounds that come out?
The flam and the 1 accent beat.
Yeah, in the last flam.
Right.
Dum, dum, dum. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, good. Now, things get a little crazy. The first measure of that changes. Now we're getting into those tap rolls, all right? What is the tap roll? Well, if you look at that roll, it's like a 7-stroke roll, but it's got an accent on the beginning of it. That tells us that the first beat of that roll is going to be a tap instead of being a buzz. All right? What does that mean? It means we're all going to be buzzed. No, we're all, let's see here. This is disgusting. This is this cloth I'm using. Yeah, I've done some weird shit over the years, you know. This was part I was making bass drum mallet covers.
Oh, okay.
So I've got about 300 of them.
So now they're
And they were
rags.
good for cleaning off dry erase boards.
Well, I had someone make them, you know, they're nice, you know, and I'll end up selling them to somebody. You can put them over old ones. If it fits over, you just tie it up, and it's pretty fun. I made them because I was going to make a bunch of custom bass drum things, and then I just got lost. What was I talking about? What was it?
We're on,
Oh yeah, we're talking about the tap
Tap,
roll.
yeah.
So that's right hand
no
does,
buzz on that beat.
it's this, what it looks like. Tap, buzz, buzz, tap. All right, so I'll trick you into doing it again. We did it before, then we can do it again. So this is that's what it looks like. Tap, there goes tap, but it's actually tap, tap, buzz, buzz, tap. Tap, this is that. Tap, this is that. Down, 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 this is that. Tap, buzz, buzz, tap. Tap, buzz, buzz, tap. Tap, buzz, buzz, tap. Okay? You do that together, just that roll. Ready and go in. Ready and go in. Ready and go in. Ready and go in. Good. Okay, so tap, buzz, buzz, tap. So it should just, there's nothing in the middle, right? It's not like fuzzy taps and open buzzes. It's tap, buzz, buzz, tap. It's not going to be,
Right.
you know, and it's not going to be where you hear individual beats. You want it to be tap buzz this time. So that's good. You guys are doing well. Most people don't get it right away. Usually like can't get the separation of the tap. Right. If you have to separate it out to get that sound, keep that thumb grip in there. Okay, so that's a tap buzz roll over to the right and measure 9. We're going to end on the tap of the second roll, because that's another tap roll that's starting at the end of that measure. So it goes paradiddle movement. Okay, one more time. Now listen to this. And go. And go in. And go in. Okay, so now it's just the same as the previous phrase. And we play that tuck at the chut, so it sounds like this. Okay, sounds like a lot, right?
I forgot the first one already.
Right. Let's play the just play the chakata, ready and go in. And go in. All right, we're playing the second measure of at the beginning now. We're just going back and reviewing that. You mentioned it. Chakata chat and ready and go in. Do the roll movement, ready, and go in. And go in. And go in. And go in. Okay, now if we put them together, ready, and go in. Ready, and go in. Got different sticking, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So those.
I was backwards on my triplets there.
So you've got everything that's on this page except for one measure, okay? So what I'd like to do right now, I'm just gonna do a quick, I'm gonna play through the whole thing, and we'll go back, just so you can hear the whole thing. And I'm gonna mouth the bass drum part so that people can see this. So this will be in the video then. Hey video. Video killed the radio, something. So it's gonna go boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Go, 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 go. So just that last measure is the one that's different. So that will get us started on that movement. So I was going to stop that. I don't know why. We didn't want to stop yet. Okay, let's go back. I want you to hear how it flows. So that's cool. Yeah,
That sounds cool.
It's a very traditional 1958, I think, is when it was written originally.
Okay.
You know, and this is it was a much harder version that was for the Shots and Dykehead Corps at the time, which was Alec Dufford and Bertie Barr and all these great guys that were in that corps. I think they're all dead now. Unfortunately.
All the good ones go.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is like sort of like his first. I would say Dufford's first like really big time gun fanfare. It was out on a record, and the record sold like crazy. And, I mean, as far as pipe band records go, it sold like crazy. It's not like Snoop Dogg or something like that. You know,
It sold tens of copies.
yeah, they sold 4. And then there's the
Better
pipe
than
maker.
2.
The pipe maker's got 70,000 of them in his basement right now, still wrapped in the plastic. You laugh at that. There's some people out there that have them. I know a few of them. They put them up on eBay every once in a while, and then boom goes
Yeah.
immediately.
Not many out there, I bet.
There's not. Yeah. Anyway, so let's go back and review those 2 measures. So we're looking at measure 9. Does just that one. Ready and go. And go. let's do the second measure. Check it to check, get the butt, check it to ready, and go. And go. Yeah, so I think about them that to remember, I think left hand start for sure. Accent. And then the other accent I'm thinking of. Yeah. But you have to make sure you double up that right, otherwise you get messed up in the wrong hand.
And when we get down to there, it's not a flam to start, it's a tap.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct, because it's a roll, tap roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, let's try putting, let's do, again, just do the triplet measure. Check it to chuck, get the ba-da chuck, and go in. And go in. And go in. Okay, good, all right. Let's put the two together. Does, I get the check, get the butt check, get the ready, and go in. And go in. And go in. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can do that 2 times in a row. Okay, so the 2 measures.
In the dark.
In the dark. We're all going, whoa! 2 and ready and we go. And try again. Ready and go. In. Okay, so we would only do that one more time, and that would be the 3 times, and then we have the 4th time has a variation in the second measure. So for now, let's just go ahead and we're just going to play those first 2 measures. Just keep on playing them, all right? Just those 2 measures. Get a bunch of repetitions. Ready and go. Again, ready and go. Quite cool, man. All right, so what happens?
That's nice.
It is.
That's a good one. I like
That's
it.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
Scratching you a little.
Yeah, it's good, it's good. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Let's look at the last 2 measures. What is that? So let's tap. I mean, it looks like it's a lot, but it's not. It's just 2 tap 7 rolls. So we talk about tap rolls. Let me just define this for you quick. We talk about the number of the roll. There's a lot of different ways to discuss them. I like to talk about numerically. So I like to say I can say tap 7. I could say a tap 7, which is the same as saying a 6-stroke roll. So, but a tap 7 kind of puts it into rhythmic terms.
Yeah.
And the tap says at the beginning when it's going to be. So it's not really a 7-stroke roll. It's actually a 6-stroke roll. But tap 7 is a 6. So that's the term. A tap roll. Beginning. Right? So it's like, I'm looking at last measure. The rhythm is 1 E to 2 in. 1 E to 2 in, right? Left, right, left, right. 1 E to 2 in. Okay, so now, you want me to write out the strokes?
You're on the last measure? Or
Yeah.
last 2?
Last measure.
Last measure.
I had a very healthy dinner. 2 Hostess cupcakes and a chocolate milk.
That's very good.
A little protein. Yeah, and it's soft. So, first half measure. So it's tap, tap, couple buzzes, left, right buzz, and then left, right tap. It's nice to see it in the, how much time do you got? Lots of time. You're right, you guys are trying to decipher it. Like, what is the rhythm of that roll? I have no idea. It's just triplets still. You're gonna be like laughing at this when you see it doing. Ah! It looks so confusing, it's stupid. Yes. What is it now? So this is the rhythm. The triplets. Bum ba da 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 da. Here's dum ba da 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 da. We might as well put accents here because that's where the taps are going to be, where the buzzes are not. So there's the rhythm of it. Let me just show this to the class that is in virtual heaven. Dum ba da 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 da. Dum ba da 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 da. Dum da 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 da. Dum ba da 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 da. Dum ba da 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 da. But it's a lot of right hand stuff, huh? A lot of right hand accent, heavy. Yeah. So you don't want to accentuate anything else other than that. But so now these 4 notes in that roll movement in that sequence turn into it. This is what sounds like 2 measures. I guess all right. I don't get to fry people that often in this class.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's stuff that you know.
Yeah.
It's combining it in ways you haven't done it before.
Yeah.
So, which is good. That's why I wanted to do this. So,
Can you play those 2, the last 2 again?
yep. Ready and ready and go. Ready and go. And go. Yeah, it's like the ba ga da da, oh ba ga da. And that's not. I mean, it's not written as swingy. It's written as da 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 da. You know, that's how it's written. But we still play it that way. Da 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 da. Good. Try it. Okay, so more distinction between taps and buzzes. So make sure taps and buzzes are there. Yeah, this part, I mean, to think of it this way, Yeah, that is.
So a tap on the end and an accent on the last beat too, correct?
Well, yeah, it's just ending, release on the roll. So this is the first page, I think it's 8 pages, it's not really, it's because it's like the whole thing. I think I may have it broken down by instrument too, I'm sure somewhere. So we'll certainly continue to review it. So take a look at it, just add into the repertoire. I'm hoping that Colleen likes this, once we get it all down, at least playing it, that she likes it and she wants to use it for their fanfare. She has some things that she'd like to play too, so that's just great. You guys can certainly integrate that in there. This is a traditional, sort of like a history lesson sort of thing, really.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's
And it was
really
a
cool.
good one. That one they played right at the very end was good.
That
That
drum-
rakes and
the rakes and
something.
yeah, that was pretty fun to play actually.
Rates of something? So how's that different than the style you're playing here?
This is
How is that different? Like that stuff?
Rakes and drummers fanfare.
You
I
know?
don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, it's
The main part, as far as like the roll rhythms and stuff, is what's so different from what, and that's what we're trying to get
Mhm.
them away from, doing duple rolls,
right.
you know. Scottified,
Right.
yeah?
Yeah.
Trying to Scottify it.
It doesn't. It doesn't swing.
Yeah, it swings better.
easy, yeah.
And that's fine, I mean, it's just the experience people had, so. All right, I think we're gonna finish up a little early today, which is okay. So, thank you.